We are through 6 weeks of the NFL season, and there's a few truths to take out of it so far. The Carolina Panthers are terrible. The Philadelphia Eagles are the NFC's best team. And the Buffalo Bills look to have the 1 seed under wraps, at least for the time being, if they don't get hurt in the AFC. But who are the best teams in the league? Who are the teams that can really compete for a Super Bowl and teams you feel really good about? Well, I think that's a really small circle this year. A lot of years, I think you're looking, it's 8, 9 teams. I don't think it's 8 or 9 teams this season. I don't. You're starting to see these teams become what they're going to be. Now, look, if you talk to people in the league, they will tell you the same thing. Wait for Thanksgiving. That's when the real season begins. Right now, it's all jostling for position. I believe that. I also believe what my eyes tell me. Right now, the Eagles are the best team in the NFC. But there will be competitors. There will be challengers. The 49ers, when they get healthy, they're going to be there. They're not going to be easy to beat. They have a great defense, and that offense has playmakers in Kittle and Debo and Ayuk, and they can always run the heck out of the football. The Buccaneers, for all their issues, have Tom Brady. You can't count them out. Dallas, a really good defense, and they're getting Dak back. They're 4-2. They're fine. They're going to be there. But I think right now it's easy to say Philadelphia is the best team. And by the way, you got to throw Minnesota in there at 5-1. And the Packers, for all their issues, and they have a lot of issues, they're there. But right now, if you're drawing a circle and saying who is in the Super Bowl circle, who has shown that they're definitely a contender, the only team in the NFC right now is Philly. Philly's 6-0, the only undefeated team in football, and they have a cake schedule after their bye week. In the AFC, Buffalo is the favorite. Kansas City's clearly right there. That was one of the closer games you'll see all season long. The Chiefs played them tough. They were a couple plays away from winning the game. I think if you're the Chiefs, you feel fine. To me, the 3 best teams in football are the Eagles, the Bills, and the Chiefs. Now, however you want to break that down, go ahead and break it down. I don't think there's a case to be made. The Chiefs right now should be put ahead of the Bills in the power rankings. How could you? If you want to put the Eagles ahead of the Bills or vice versa, I'm cool with it. Look, if you wanted to look at it from a perspective of who would be favored against who, the Bills would be favored against the Chiefs. They just were, and they won. I think the Bills would be favored against the Eagles on a neutral field. I think the Chiefs would be favored against the Eagles on a neutral field. But I think all of these games would be within, 3 points in the line? All of them? 3.5? That signifies a really close game. I think that's where you're at with this. I don't think that there's a huge bit of separation between those 3 teams in any way. I do think there's a good bit of separation between those 3 teams and the rest of the league. Again, you got to watch out for certain teams, right? In the NFC, I think even though the Vikings are 5-1, I do not believe that the Vikings are going to be a Super Bowl competitor. I don't see that. I think it's going to be at some point here, the Niners, the Packers, the Bucks. I don't even put the Rams in that conversation. The Rams can't block anybody, and they just keep getting more injured. In the AFC, who is it? It's probably Baltimore and Cincinnati, maybe the Chargers, maybe the Dolphins when they get healthy. Are any of those teams good enough to go to the Super Bowl? If any of them, I'd maybe take the Chargers. But I need to see some evidence and not just sit there and say, yeah, maybe the Chargers because they're talented. Well, talent's great. You actually win football games. The Chargers struggle in that department at times. So I think right now you've got the Eagles, the Bills, the Chiefs, and then a gulf and the rest of the NFL as we go toward week 7.